Ring, king, 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 ring, king, king. Can y'all hear that?
Oh, what was that? That was a little you know what that reminded me of? That one Kendrick song. The
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that was. Yeah, my dad was playing some random his playlist, and a random song came up, and it's I guess from some '80s song or '90s song that I was like listening to, it, and I was like, it's familiar. I feel like I should be spitting bars to it. Fair enough. It's backseat freestyle.
Damn,
Hey,
there you go.
hey, real quick, you got the spectrum of the different swagapinos.
Yeah.
You got
We're kind of flip
tropical
flop right now.
vibes.
Yeah.
I
Cozy
know,
boy
I know, I know.
vibes.
I like it. I like show him the fear of God real quick. Show him the logo.
You know. Hold on.
Let's light flex.
Just something light, bro. It's funny
Yeah,
because
something
usually I would
extremely
say
light.
yeah, I would say you are dressed SoCal, I'm dressed NorCal. But today it's flip flop.
Really?
Yeah.
I dress SoCal? What's like the
No,
SoCal?
like right now. You know, you're dressed in Southern California.
Okay.
You know, you got the
Got you.
Hawaiian shirt, all that goodness, and then I'm all bundled up over here because LA is cold right now. It's raining.
Yeah.
There was some thunder earlier today. It's scary. It's scary outside.
Yeah. I was just talking about off stream. Like, I know y'all are already gonna think, oh, LA doesn't get that cold, right? But when it gets cold, it's like
Nah, bro.
colder than cold. Like
LA,
it is
LA cold is
Canadian
different.
cold.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because you're like it's not supposed to be this cold. All right,
Yeah,
but we're okay. I'm all bundled up. I'm feeling warm.
Mhm.
Got my water.
Yeah, turtleneck. Yeah, come on now, looking sexy as hell. Drinking that water because we're all thirsty.
Yes. What's up, everybody? I see everyone in the chat. Let's see who's here. Jose. We got Chip. We got Matthew David. Kitchen Boy. We got everybody here.
Yeah,
Everybody showed up. I guess that's what happens when you put you put the weekend in the thumbnail. Everybody shows up. I guess. Huh?
Yeah,
Is that how this
yeah.
works?
Yeah, I mean, he is the patron saint of this podcast. I mean, shit. Hey, also, real quick, we've been getting real cozy with some of our members here. We got Matthew David, who I finally got a chance to talk to in the OTP spaces. We'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and announce it real quick. I was thinking about doing a little dive for your reaction spaces. You know, so if y'all XO coming through, you know, we'll get our first thoughts, all that
Yes.
stuff. It's been really fun doing all that stuff, talking to you guys. It's a really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
platform.
So if you're watching right now, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe so you can join us in the chat. But also,
First
we
and foremost.
we do a little. It's kind of the spaces is interesting. It's kind of like an abridged, like emergency live stream is how we or a little emergency live podcast how we kind of approach it. But Cesco has been killing it over there. I was able to join for the Die For You remix conversation the other day. But yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Our Thoughts Podcast. Our Thoughts _ pod. Something
Underscore
like that.
pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our Thoughts _ pod. So that when it drops tonight, right? We'll get a real live reaction. So yeah, make sure to follow us over there. Join the spaces, OTP spaces. We're gonna start making it a thing. But yeah, man, I'm excited though. I'm excited for this remix.
Oh man, do we get right into it? We start off with a little. Where's
my soundboard?
Weekend
Update. Hold on, hold on. The sound. It's all over the place.
I know. Hey, it's all good.
I don't know. I don't have a weekend sound effect. I don't know what you.
We have one, but
Weekend update. There you go.
No. Let's jump into it, man. So, in case y'all don't know, which I don't know how that happens, but you know, in case you guys don't know, The Weeknd is dropping a remix of Ariana Grande of "Die For You" featuring none other than Ariana Grande, and we got some thoughts. We talked a little bit about it on Spaces, but let's go ahead and have that discussion on here on none other than the esteemed Our Thoughts podcast YouTube channel. So
Yes, sir.
let's have a very honest conversation about this, man. What did you think about just the announcement? You know, it was like a announcement via TikTok of just Ariana Grande on a computer on Pro Tools, literally just like chopping up her vocals. Yeah, man, in the stew.
Yeah.
And just like the idea, like this is the official Die For You remix. And we'll go into some of the theories that some of our thoughts had. But yeah, just going into yours first.
Um, yeah, I'm excited. The rollout was, I guess the rollout. Yeah, it was just like a TikTok. But no, I know that the weekend he had a quote a couple years ago about Ariana Grande about like I think he was sitting in on a studio session with her one time and he was just like raving about how good she is, like technically, like she's in there cutting her own vocals, she's on the
Yeah.
computer, producing her own stuff, making it sound how she wants to sound, and the weekend, like he's a guy who is obsessed with the production of his music. He works
Mhm.
with some of the best producers, so I feel like he's like one to really kind of recognize when he sees someone doing that same thing.
Recognize greatness.
Yeah,
Real recognize real.
yeah, for real. So that's cool. So it was cool that she was in there, chopping up the remix. But yeah, it was a little bit like, at least my reaction was like, huh, like I guess we're just never gonna get that SZA remix or the SZA version. I feel like that's always been a thing. It's like we're never gonna get we're never gonna get Frank Ocean's cover of SZA's song. We're never gonna get
Always linked
SZA's
to
song.
SZA.
Yeah, we're never gonna get SZA's remix of the
Yeah.
weekend. Like, what's up with that? There were some great theories getting passed around in our spaces as well about maybe this is a little remix pack type deal. Not really sure. Um,
I feel like
but yeah,
I can safely say that shit got shot down.
yeah, I don't think so
It
either,
sounds like
man.
it's just one.
It's just
One.
one, and it's just Ariana Grande, and they've collabed like what 4 times now, 5 times, like including this one, like so. Uh, I guess we talked about our theories in the spaces, but I want to ask you and the audience, given that they've collaborated so many times, would you want to see like an Ariana Grande weekend collab project, album or EP, little care package type deal, or a full length project? Like, is that something you'd want to see?
I'm sorry, I'm smiling because my response is honestly just very honest, very. Y'all can keep that shit. I am good. As much as I love the collabs, I'm good. I don't need
Damn.
the weekend wasting any more time on another Ariana Grande collab. Okay, let me backtrack. I honestly, I'm being honest. Like, it's great. Like, we're getting there's so much history behind the Ariana Grande weekend collab. Damien Chazelle, the director of La La Land, he was talking about casting for that movie, and he was talking about he wanted to look for like the modern day, like singing the Rain duo with like Gene Kelly and all that stuff
Uh huh.
with in Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. It's like they've been in several other movies prior to La La Land, like American Gangster. Is that the name of the movie? Gangster Squad. Um,
Drive.
Drive. Crazy Stupid Love. They're in that movie
Oh
together.
yeah. Oh, I
So
love
it's
that
kind of
movie.
like when you see them on
Mm.
La La Land, you're like they have that chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
And there's definitely that weight when you listen to an Ariana Grande weekend record. But let me be real. Like I, I just don't. I want to see him with other artists. Okay, I just just want
Okay.
to like Ariana Grande is. She brings like the chart topper Billboard appeal, obviously, and it's gonna be sound great. Like she's gonna hit some amazing notes. I already know it. They're gonna sound so good together. They're gonna perform. It's gonna be the most beautiful thing. One of the most beautiful things you've ever heard. But like I've heard it before, and frankly, with a
Mm.
song like "Die for You," which has like a lot of like intensity behind it, I
Yeah.
feel like Ariana Grande is just gonna give us like a very cute performance on this song.
Yes.
You
I
know?
I agree. Yeah, I just thought I was seeing a lot of discourse about this on the weekend Reddit, and a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, it was really 50-50. I would love to see the good theory was like, or a good idea was like, oh, they do maybe a 6 or 7 track, EP type thing. Maybe something
Mm,
not longer than 10 tracks. Other people were saying flat out no, like like I don't want that. But other people were saying, which I kind of agree with this, is that I much rather if he's gonna collab with a female artist, I'd much rather him collab with. This might be a hot take, like not a good take right now, um, given her stance in the media, I guess.
Oh,
But I'd prefer that he did a collab tape with Lana Del Rey.
uh, I like that. No, 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 no. I
Yeah,
like that because I
yeah,
think they have an interesting like uh vibe together. Like you
yeah.
think of uh Prisoners, you think of
Stargirl
the
interlude, just that one
Stargirl
track. Yeah,
interlude. What's that one with the
it's an
uh
Angel.
climb on the H of the Hollywood sign,
Oh yeah, wait,
lose my breath,
what song is
dance
that?
till we die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah,
What's the
yeah,
song? Yo, the chat is gonna drop the title in a minute, but that song, like, they have that old-timey Hollywood couple aesthetic. Funny enough, the exact vibe I'm thinking of with Gosling and Emma Stone.
mm-hmm.
So I could see that. That's to me, that's a little more interesting than Ariana Grande and The Weeknd, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like they. Yeah, Lust for Life. That's what it is.
Thank you,
Here's the
man.
chat.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I feel like honestly, with the vibe of Stargirl interlude, like I don't know, it's just hit different. It's like it's barely 2 minutes, but just the way that they're going back and forth, and they kind of still are very mysterious. Lana Del Rey and that on that track is very airy, very. Uh, she just
Mm.
sounds like 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 back in Trilogy and Beauty Behind the Madness when The Weeknd would always have those kind of like female voices kind of like spacing around your head and during some of the tracks like maybe they're saying something in French.
Paranoid. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I see her like she kind of fits that vibe, but yeah, Ariana like she's too much of like a goody two shoes over here, like Disney kid, Victorious. Like you're gonna have like Cat from Victorious, I don't know. It just doesn't fit the same vibe as like Lana Del Rey, who, like, I feel like she has plenty of problematic toxicity to balance the weekends. Not that he's
Yeah, like
problematic, but you know what I
it,
mean.
it, Cabe said it perfectly. Like she brings more of like a vibe with her that I think the weekend can work with and make something cool. Whereas with Ariana, for example, like she's a pop artist, so she can go into many different genres. So it's like kind of
Mm-hmm.
it for me. I feel like a project with them two would just leave us wanting to for them to do like to really commit to a certain genre or for like so that's
Yeah.
why I do agree that Lana Del Rey would be a dope, super cool like collab EP, 4 to 5 records, and just really like give us a word like a little
Yeah.
My Dear Melancholy pack would be
Ooh.
so dope with them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Since he's done that before, I'd love something like that. Um, and speaking on like female features, we were talking about this on the spaces, but I really would love to get the chat's thoughts and kind of dive deeper into this conversation and just kind of bring it up again, just because it's such a great thought. There was a comment under our one of our YouTube videos. I believe it was our predicting the dawn video. It was
Yes.
written like 2 years, literally. Well, I guess from the start of the Dawn FM era, and Rebecca the Nebula wrote a very great comment regarding some of the features potentially on Dawn FM, but I think it's also relevant here. She said, "I would love to see Abel collab with more women. In the past, he usually reserves his female features for his more romantic, sensual, melodic songs, which I enjoy, and wouldn't mind seeing more of. But it would also be refreshing and enjoyable to see a female feature on an upbeat or just different type of song. So here we are,
Yeah.
dive remix, a little bit of a slower song, another female feature. All right. And then she goes on to say, in the past, he's worked with Lana Del Rey because she complemented his sound and aesthetic, but she's
Mm-hmm.
kind of fallen from grace, which is why I love that. I love how
That's a good
just
way to put it.
nonchalantly, just
Yeah.
like very matter of factly.
Yeah.
Um,
She is
which
mid. Unfortunately.
yeah, she fell off. Which is why I think he's turned to Ariana Grande.
Mm.
I would love to see a feature from her too. Also, what's up, Ray? Good to see you, Curry, my boy.
Hi and bye.
Um, yeah, I would love to see a feature from her too. They complement each other's sound and aesthetic well, plus are at similar levels of success, so they just have a lot in common.
Mm.
But
Oh.
I also kind of wonder, how are you gonna make R&B and hip hop music without black women? if he wants to experiment with the sound, I think a collab with Doja Cat would be cool. Someone like Georgia Smith, Janae Aiko, or even SZA would complement his conventional sound and could be like an
Hmm.
Usher featuring Alicia Keys type flow on My Boo, where you'd see the biggest female and male sounds in R&B collaborating. So, you know,
This
interesting.
she wants the weekend's my boo moment. I see. Um,
Yeah. Oh my God. And I love, I love Confessions,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
Confessions album. Love it. You know, um,
We'll
very
see.
interesting.
It's interesting, you know. Again, like the weekend. The thing is, he's not really an R&B artist anymore. If I'm being honest, he's really just pop, um, purely. Like, and I don't know if people agree or disagree with me there, but I would say he's kind of transcended into pop. You know, his whole thing was I want to make pop cool, right? So I feel like someone who could fit that vibe. Yeah, Doja Cat, I guess. I feel like she's kind of a little too unserious. I feel like
Yeah.
SZA would be a great because they've had collaborations in the past, probably on what like the like DJ Khaled tracks or something, or like were they on a track together on the Black Panther soundtrack? Or am I tripping? I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
Okay, but no, I mean I feel like they would mesh really well. In fact,
Mhm.
that's why she was going to be on the remix, but I thought that's what I was getting tonight, but I guess not. um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, I feel like the weekend, you know, he reserves his collaborations uh, for, you know, specific audiences to tap into, if you know what I mean.
Um,
You know,
um,
he had
yeah.
that one Spanish song he did with what's his name? Not Bad Bunny, the other guy, Maluma or something like that.
Maluma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then obviously he collaborated with like uh, Rosalia. I mean, we're not gonna talk about that, but he did do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, you
Well,
know, I
twice. One
oh
was a
yeah, yeah,
decent collab, and then the other one, we just choose
yeah.
to erase from the course of history.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, and then he even collaborated with like FK Twigs. Actually, I was just listening to her
That's
album from
yeah.
last year, like, and I forgot that that song was on there. I'm like, oh, okay. So, you know, he's good at balancing that. But
Metro Boomin with Creepin', kind of
right,
going back to the trap sound and doing
right,
like just like the best like everything
yeah,
we could possibly ask for with Trap Weekend. Like that is such a great comeback to that kind of
yeah,
sound.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think honestly, the collab that needs to happen is the SZA weekend collab. I really hope somehow the stars align and that happens because I just know, like both of their voices like are so powerful, you know, like they just cut through any track they're on and like put that together, it's gonna be a hit. But no,
Yeah.
not to talk shit or prey on Ariana's downfall or whatever. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
gonna be
no,
a
no.
great feature or remix, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
and also it's like Abel has the liberty to work with whoever he wants. I saw that take too. I don't want my take to be like confused with people saying like there was like that narrative going around Twitter. It's like, oh, SZA was willing to re-record a line, her verse from "Die for You,"
Mm-hmm.
and instead he chose a white artist to feature on "Die
Oh
for You."
wow.
It's kind of like that's a stupid take. That's not at all like what I want. I want my take to be misconstrued as. For me, it's more just like
So
it's
the
a
weekend
little
is
bit.
racist, is what you're saying. The
It's
weekend.
racist and misogynist. Well, that part we
Hold
didn't
on.
do.
He's
Breaking news, y'all.
breaking news. The weekend is. Say it again.
The weekend.
Number one.
It's racist. And
Hates
also, he's a
women.
misogynist. He likes misogynist guys. Sorry.
Um. He. You know, I think it's time to cancel him. You know, I think it was about. We've been working up for this moment, guys. We were gonna start the baby Abel hashtag. We're scratching that. It's now cancel weekend. The weekend is over party. Okay, that's the. if
I
this
don't know.
if this remix doesn't hit, the weekend
Oh,
is over.
Okay, all right. That took quite a turn, and you know what? I'm here for it. Hey, Die
Yeah.
for You remix. This shit better hit, or else I'm gonna be in spaces getting this shit ready.
Yes,
Like
sir.
the revolution will be televised.
Yes. We will all band together. It should have been SZA. It should have been SZA.
Hashtag should have been SZA. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's
Come
do it.
on.
Yeah, no, but I just think my thing was like I just with Ariana Grande is like I said, I think she's just gonna keep it cute. Meanwhile, I think artists like her, Janelle Monáe, Victoria Monet,
Mm.
someone mentioned Snow Allegra, who he was just touring with.
That would be
Um,
cool.
she got that bedroom like R&B vibe to
Yep.
her that Die for You is. So I just felt like there's some more interesting collabs to be had, but obviously this is gonna have so much weight and so much kind of star power behind it that it's gonna take Die for You to number one. Which is, by the way, okay, that's another conversation I wanted to have because, um, and I believe Matthew David brought this up on Twitter. He said, um, like the fact that Die for You, came out 6 years ago, is about to be a number one like let's go ahead and like or at least like a top three whatever and
Yeah.
just still like finding its way around to people and people are saying now it's like their favorite record by the weekend or it's how they found the
Yeah.
weekend all that stuff and it goes to show just like how ahead of its time Starboy was like you were talking about this how people hated on the record and was like what is this like this is not what I want and fast forward and it's actually what you need what you needed from the
Yeah.
weekend you know
Yeah, definitely.
and so people were talking about so there's that response for Starboy but with Dawn FM I feel like there's been kind of a similar response where it's a lot more I think liked than initially liked than Starboy just because we get it like we know what he's in for he's into this 80s synth disco alien spaceship music
Right.
um but also it's like Dawn FM was definitely like the most like the biggest left turn into that, you know.
Right.
So my thought is, what record from Dawn FM do you think is like gonna kind of get rediscovered, pop back up,
Hmm.
and all, kind of like similar to I Was Never There recently from My Dear Melancholy, like
Yeah.
that's been all over Twitter, just that instrumental
Mm-hmm.
to start off. So yeah, what besides obviously the singles that we've already heard, Take My Breath, Out of Time, all that stuff. What song from Dawn FM? And also just like if you have any thoughts regarding uh just like Dawn FM being ahead of its time. What do you
Mm.
think about that idea?
Mm. Yeah. If I were to choose a song off Dawn of Him that could be like revisited, like how "Die for You" is, man, I feel like that's a tough one because "Die for You," it made its rounds on TikTok. Like that's why it's been trending. It might not be trending right now, or maybe it is because the remix coming out. But there was a moment where for several weeks that song was trending again and like would be climbing up the charts just because of TikTok. So I feel like it would like it's kind of weird to say, but I feel like it would have to be a song that could like do well on TikTok or like hit that virality to kind of get a resurgence of listeners.
Yeah.
I know that Out of Time was definitely one of those that like people were really using the instrumental, and then people discovered like the original sample of that, and then they started playing that song. So
Mhm.
I feel like maybe is there someone else
Mm.
could
Mm.
resurge. I feel like the beat on that alone is pretty catchy and like
Like very distinct. Like it's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I know this song.
Yeah, either be is there someone else or Less Than Zero because I'm like Less Than Zero has not been given the love that we all know it deserves, like that song is his most triumphant, most sad, melancholic, sound that he's able to achieve, you know, since I don't know, maybe a song off of After Hours that kind of achieves that is I don't even know. Nothing really hits like Less Than Zero, honestly. So I hope that
Yeah.
people kind of come around to that and like boost that up. But even the weekend doesn't want to give it its
But
love. So
yeah, do you want to talk about that real quick?
yeah, sure. I mean, well, on your other point, while I'm here on Dawn
Yeah.
FM being ahead of its time, I think it all depends on what the Weeknd's next move is. What is this next album?
Mm.
What is the sound? Are we going further and further into the synths? You know, are we building? In on whatever he did in Dawn FM, or are we going full? I had a funny thought when you brought up like his Usher My Boo moment. Like, what if he did a full left turn and just like went straight into like classic R&B, like not even
Oh.
like his haunted strip club music, but like you know
Mm.
that type of shit, like Usher, Neo,
Is.
dude, I could see it, bro. Like, it's super poppy.
Uh,
Like, I feel like he could play around in that soundscape really like a lot, you know?
Kind of funny though, because he kind of killed that sound a little bit.
Yeah, on the
Now
Metro Boomin
R&B,
track, yeah,
it's kind of making it a little bit. Yeah. So it would be kind of a cool like. Okay, like I guess that was a sign for things to come. I guess
maybe,
So
maybe. I would love to see that. But yeah, no, we will. I will say the Lesson Zero thing though, like talk about Blue Ball of the Year, huh? Like,
yeah,
if
man,
any of our
real
OTP award fans are out there.
real tease that
Yeah.
Abel might have to suffer the consequences soon. Um,
What
but
are what are the consequence, the trying for his crimes? What is the
uh
punishment?
uh the first five things that came to my mind, I don't think I should say on air.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Go ahead. Sorry. Lock me up. I don't care. I don't
We got
care.
him.
Yo,
We
y'all
got him.
are killing me in the chat.
We got him.
I've just been giving some. I feel
Do
like
you
there's
like the
some
way I
very
flick my tongue
interesting
or not?
takes, and I've just been getting killed in this chat. This is crazy. Y'all
Do you
are
like the way I
wild.
flick my tongue or not?
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Bro,
I had to do it a couple times.
okay. I didn't hear. Wait. Oh no, I can't hear it again. The
Oh, you want to hear
soundboard.
it again? Okay.
Do you like the way I flick my
Uh,
tongue or not?
No.
well, I can't hear it, but
All
I'm
right. Well,
sure
they
y'all
can.
loved it.
They heard
Whatever
it.
it
They
is.
heard it 3 times.
Okay, so the reason so going into the next topic with lesson zero, kind of potentially getting some getting being the middle child syndrome,
Mm,
being forgotten, being abandoned, neglected, uh, uh, uh damn,
all of the
uh,
above.
damn, sorry, yeah, he announced that the HBO concert
Yeah.
footage video thing will in fact be the last piece of content from the Dawn FM era. And frankly, Abel, we don't believe you. Uh, and even if you're telling the truth, we're gonna live in denial for the next
Mm.
couple of months. But yeah, man, do you believe him? What do you think?
I do, because
We
what
saw the
else?
picture. We saw the picture. He was on the little lanyard with
Nah,
less than zero on it.
he's
I'm
like
like,
whatever, that was some fan made thing, that wasn't anything. Nah, I think, cause like what else have we gotten, like what else have we gotten from the Dawn? What was the last music video? It was
is there
the
someone else?
Is There Someone Else? And not much was done there in terms of hinting at building more and more and more into the storyline. So yeah, unfortunately, I do think that this HBO special is the end of the road for Dawn FM. It was an interesting run. Honestly, I think the run this time around was with the concerts. That was its own moment. The After Hours Till Dawn, like
Yeah.
that was this album's life. I mean, it was an album that was meant to be performed. The way that it all blends together, and I mean, just listen to the live versions of these songs, like they're insane. So it's kind of sucks. I do definitely feel like this Dawn FM era was not as, you know, gripping as After Hours. But again, like the circumstances were so different with After Hours. During the pandemic, no one was dropping music really. It was just the weekend and his own turmoil that he was sharing with us that got us through the pandemic. Pandemic. I'm
Yeah.
talking about a
Yeah.
pandemic. Anyway, but no, like it was like several chapters, especially with like the music videos. It was all very cinematic. it all connected. Not even talking about the live performances too. So I don't know if we're getting to. I mean, let's wait for the HBO special to come, and then I think we can have that conversation about which era was better. I don't know if we've thoroughly discussed that before, but now that it is officially coming to a close, I feel like we can, well, obviously you'll get our thoughts on the special, on the HBO special. I wonder if he's gonna have anything like, post-credit scene like The Weeknd real return, like something like that'll kind of
my
give.
God! Don't do this to me! Don't give me hope!
Give us something,
No.
I don't know. So
Now-
we'll see.
The first thought in my head was like, it's like credits go, all of a sudden it's like less than 0, and then the music video plays. Because in my head, if we're talking about what we what we would have expected from a less than 0 music video with that record, that song, it's like so cathartic. It's such a like a release, but like in the most depressing way. So I was just expecting just like, I don't know what, but what explosions, but just explosions of just like boom, boom. Like think like the end of Kingsman.
Yeah.
Just going crazy,
He's like everything slow mo except for him, kind of deal. Like that'd be sick.
Yeah. And so in my head, I'm like, that would require a lot of CGI. Why not just have that be like a movie type thing? Like release that on HBO Max.
The conclusions you're jumping to in your head. It's just like
this is me in denial.
Full delusion.
Someone, Kay mentioned this, but I am, we have our trilogy truthers.
Yeah.
We have our, I don't know what else.
You're the Don. Are you the Don FM denier? Is that what you are?
No. I am the Don FM devotee. Is who I am.
Devotee, just devoted to denying.
Just completely devoted to what, denying what, the end
that
of
it'll
Don
ever
FM?
end. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. We're in purgatory. We're living forever in this bitch.
Oh, I got you.
We're Don FM forever.
I don't know. That sounds kind of toxic, bro. You got a toxic relationship with this. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you, man. It is what it is. I'm just living who I am, unapologetically.
Yeah, but I will say it won't be the last of.
I just looked at how stupid those guys were. I'm sorry.
Damn. Did you pick those up just for this shirt and you just realized what you look like?
I got them from.
Let me see.
No, it was my little cousin's and he left them here. But I technically stole them from. And I look like Harry Potter getting ready to go to
Get your ass on, boy. Get your goddamn
new character unlocked. Harry Potter, Cesco. But yeah, no, I really am in denial. I know you. I don't know if you saw that little snippet I posted where it's like, guys, I think he's just lying to us. I think that he is letting us down a little bit, so that way when we do get the music video, it's like, oh my god.
No. You got Stockholm syndrome.
No, I think you're just gaslighting me. I think is what it is.
No.
But no,
I think you're gaslighting yourself.
I am going to choose to live in my truth until otherwise told so.
Okay. Speak your truth. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, at least, it won't be the last of the Weeknd. Like that. It's not like he's gonna disappear for a year and a half or whatever. We still are getting The Idol this year. Someone updated me on when that was supposed to drop. I think it was this upcoming summer. I don't know. That I might be tripping on that, or maybe it was sooner than that. Maybe it was like November or something. I don't know.
I would love that.
That's actually not sooner. That's later.
Yeah, I would love that just because it would mean like get more time to work on the album.
Right.
Like if he's rolling out this TV show, who knows when that's all gonna happen.
So yeah, we'll see. It won't be the last we'll see of him, but yeah, man. Don FM come to a close, at least in this reality. In Cesco's reality, it's gonna happen forever. He's still stuck. He really is stuck in the Don. And he's gone. Oh, there he is.
Forever, Don FM forever.
Our finest soldier.
This is the stupidest stream ever. Anyways,
I like that cover though.
It's covered in. Hold on, let me open up the little inside. Ooh, ooh. Yeah.
Nice.
Right. By the way,
Someone said June. It comes out in
yeah,
June. Okay, cool. So summertime.
June is nice. Okay, I like that too. A little summer show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have some free time. Maybe we can get some. Yeah, we'll have some time to potentially do some fun stuff with that with the idol like reaction stuff. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
I need
anyways.
to go. I need to finesse my way to like the premiere of the Idol. I think that's what I'm gonna try and do. I'll see. I'm gonna get on that red carpet, bro.
Yeah.
I'll
What are you
just
gonna
show
do?
up.
Are you gonna scream something at him?
Yeah. I don't know what. I'll just.
Abel, baby
do
Abel.
Do you like the way I?
You just have the sign of the screenshot that we used for the. Do you like the way I flick my tongue or not?
Honestly, I feel like he would laugh. He would think that was funny.
Or have us escorted off. The
Yeah,
premises.
or I'd be executed immediately.
Yes.
Either one. No.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think we've said enough about everything the weekend, at least what we know so far.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Be honest with me. Do you ever when we're talking when we're talking about the weekend on stream, are you ever just like, damn, I wish this motherfucker should just shut up. I would like let's
You?
just move on.
Oh.
Me. Like let's just
No.
move on. My God.
No, but
But
but the chat though,
whoa. Yo, don't put that on the chat.
Okay.
The chat didn't say anything.
Nah,
No, the chat.
No, they say a lot. Okay.
Chip was wilding. My God.
Yeah,
You got
Chip,
that.
D
you're going at me,
Mine.
man.
Whenever he comes on, he's always coming in hot.
Yeah, D-Mine's got some hot takes.
But no,
He's nice, though.
we're just known for milking as much weekend talk as we can. But I will say,
Makes it pretty easy though, because he's just
Yeah.
always dropping news. Like, what other
Something.
artist besides Kanye West, for better or for worse, is just always in the news cycle?
yeah,
So,
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Kanye's been
that's
out of
what
it for a little bit. He said
Yeah.
I like Hitler and then left. So
dipped.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think okay. I will say though, if we're gonna say anything about how much we're talking about the weekend, I think it's a good time to segue into our next topic because I feel like we have milked everything we can. But no, we got other things we want to talk about. But again, I'll reiterate in case there's new people here. Follow us on Twitter, OurThoughts_pod, so you can hop onto our Twitter Spaces tonight when the remix drops to get our immediate thoughts. And then if you also have your own opinions, questions, if you want to rant about it, hop onto our Twitter Space. We'll make you a speaker and we can all talk there. But yeah, other than that, remix tonight.
Yeah.
I'm excited. After all this shit we've been talking, I'm still excited.
Yeah. It's just barbershop talk,
Yeah.
Just some debate for the sake of debate. And speaking of debates, we'll get into maybe one in a bit. But first, let's catch up on the topic that we didn't get a chance to talk about last week. Super Bowl.
Oh yes, yeah, Rihanna. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, would you obviously my thoughts are out there. Go check out last week's stream. But what did you think about Rihanna's Super Bowl performance?
Yeah. I won't go too much into this. I know you already talked about it last week, and it happened a couple weeks ago. But I thought it was good. I thought that her vocals were good. I liked all the songs that she chose, just banger after banger. Like, if you don't think that Rihanna doesn't have hits, like, that's undisputed
You're
now.
dumb. You're stupid and never.
What did you think of the Rihanna Super Bowl?
I was really distracted by her belly.
Say it again. I didn't hear. What do you say?
Oh, I said I was really distracted by her belly.
Her belly.
Her pregnant belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you think it was good though?
Yeah, for a pregnant woman. Nothing wrong.
Whoa.
No. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm trying to stir anything up.
Okay.
I'm just saying she was not very mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. She's bearing a child.
Yes.
So she's got to stay safe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Boom.
Maya's 2 cents for the day.
Some good takes right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Dancers were killing it. Stage presence was cool. Definitely Kanye-esque in terms of the floating stage and the all red Donda fit and the kind of uniform marshmallow men, dancing around her. Yeah, though that's kind of it though. Like there really wasn't any other element introduced for part of this, it was just she goes up and then she goes down, walks around and then she goes back up, like that was
On her
really
Fendi makeup. for a
yeah,
little
that
bit,
was like that was
boost
funny.
those sales
I
for
like that,
800%,
if anything, the devil works hard, but Rihanna plugging Fenty works harder, so I understand that. I thought that was funny because there were memes. I don't know if you saw the memes. It was like Rihanna at the Super Bowl be like, and it's like a Photoshop of her in the middle of the field with like a Fenty kiosk, giving out
Yeah.
swatches, But no, I was really surprised at the song she opened with because I know we were kind of trying to like bet on what would be their opening track. I really wanted like Please Don't Stop the Music to be the first one because that's just like it just made sense. But nah, she opened with Bitch Better Have My Money, which is bold, for sure. So,
Yeah.
but I like it.
I love that. Yeah.
But it really, honestly, like I feel like people have kind of forgotten about it already. Not the fact that she did it. I think people are
Just
honest.
like the elements of the performance. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't anything like say the Weekend Super Bowl
Right.
with
Yeah.
the that whole deal. You
the
got
little POV.
there's J-Lo and Shakira shaking ass. There's
Right.
you got obviously last year's was just like incredible. Had so many memorable moments.
Yeah, with
So,
the
just-
West Coast hip hop, took over the whole stage. You had
Yeah.
50 Cent's iconic, upside
Upside
down.
down.
Yeah.
Dude,
Someone,
he was out
someone
of
was
breath.
like, I know, like 50 Cent way too old to be upside down like that anymore. He was like,
Yeah.
I was in the club and he's like holding his
But
breath.
honestly, bro, just lip sync at this point.
Yeah,
like, we're
yeah,
cool with
yeah.
you lip syncing.
So I get it. You're not gonna lift her upside down. She got a whole child in her stomach. But honestly, that was the main takeaway. Was like, oh, she's pregnant. So, I think honestly, Rihanna didn't really care that much about putting on a show. More than or she didn't care that much about putting on a show and cared more about the reveal of her child, of her second child. Because apparently there's an article or somewhere someone interviewed Rihanna and said Rihanna's been asked to do the Super Bowl every year for the past 10 years and she denies it. And so she's like, why does she want to do it this time around? Oh, I'll debut my baby. It's going to be this big thing. It's Super Bowl. Everyone's going to be talking about it. Of course, Super Bowl's like, oh, yeah, that's great. Use our platform to, you're just going to garner more and more clicks, more and more engagement. I really think that that's why she did all of this. She's just a great performer and a great artist. So, of course, she's going to, put on a pretty decent performance. But for a Super Bowl halftime,
Also, I guarantee you, no one in that crowd thought that she was pregnant. I guarantee
we were all
no
thinking
one cared
it.
either.
We were at home though. I was thinking, I'm
At
like,
home, yeah.
we were all like, oh, look at the baby weight's still there. She's not afraid to show it off or something. Or
Did you have
Yeah.
anyone? Did you have any? I don't know how big the event was where you're watching the Super Bowl, but was anyone kind of like, guys, hold on, let's wait before we assume she's pregnant?
no.
she's just.
In fact, people were asking me do you think Rihanna's really all that? I'm like, what? They were talking smack.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, damn. And then I'm like, how do you feel now? She was pregnant. But yeah, no, I wasn't in a very big, I wasn't at Buffalo Wild Wings or something watching it. It was just in the
Okay.
living room. But it was good. Banger after banger. I liked the mashup for sure. I thought that was cool. But no, other than that, there really was not that much to write home about it. If I'm being honest, the Tubi fake, pressing the home button on your smart TV ad left more of an impact on me than than her Super Bowl performance.
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah, absolutely. What was I gonna say? Speaking of put on, real quick, I did this last week, just so we can get yours as well. How would you rate the Super Bowl performance out of 10?
7,
7, that's
average.
about where I was.
Okay, yeah, just an average C. 70%.
Yeah.
That's an
Like,
average.
good.
Yeah.
Solid performance. But
Average.
yeah. Speaking of putting on a show, this Super Bowl performance sparked a little bit of a debate that I was really interested in. I'd love to get your thoughts on it. I'd love to get the chat's thoughts. For some reason, just two names that came up of like, who do you absolutely need to see at the Super Bowl show? Well, one separate from that was Usher, which is like, I agree, he can absolutely carry a Super Bowl halftime show. Need that. But the two people that they were kind of pitting together was Bruno Mars or Chris Brown.
Again?
So I'd love to.
Damn. They want another
But
Bruno.
this time his solo
Oh,
shit.
right.
Or maybe like he's like the headline, and then he can choose his guests. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know, but like basically Jay-Z kind of took over being the head of like choosing who performed at the halftime shows. And before, their process was super stupid. They would send it to like 3 or 4 different artists, and then like at the same time, like simultaneously, and basically like, multiple would come back and be like, yeah, of course, and then they would have to, pick one and then let the other two down, and you're basically like kind of making enemies that way. And there's only
Yeah.
so many superstars who can run a halftime show that you're basically every year you're turning down 2 or 3 of them.
That's the
Meanwhile,
dumb way to
Jay-Z,
do it.
yeah, how Jay-Z does it is he goes to one, yes or no. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, then we're good. Or no, okay, we'll move on to the next artist. It just sounds like common sense, but
This is also this is my first time learning that Jay-Z picks the halftime performers. I did not know
that happened. That happened like right before the pandemic, like 2019. I think the first year he did was J-Lo and Shakira, which is 2019. Yeah, so
Jay-Z just
you know,
doing side missions. Like, why? That's funny. They just entrusted Jay-Z just out of everyone. Just like, yeah, you
know.
probably know music. Like, just
you
choose
got
it
You
for
got
us.
connections, too.
People will say
So
yes
it's
to
like-
Jay-Z. No, you know what the conversation is probably like? He's like, Super Bowl performance or dinner with Jay-Z. You gotta
Why
pick
not
and
both?
choose. Yeah.
Got to get that dinner in order to get the Super Bowl gig.
Right.
Why not? Why not? So yeah, what do you think about that whole thing? Who do you think would put on a better show?
Chris Brown
Yeah.
or Bruno?
Yeah.
Chris. Oh, this is actually kind of hard. Like, of course, Bruno Mars is the better showman. Like, in terms of, like, yeah, like I would say so. Bro. You went to Silk Sonic. Chris Brown can't do Silk Sonic,
But
but Bruno can do
Mars.
a
Nah,
Chris.
I don't think Bruno Mars can do.
Actually, no, you're right. No.
backflip, elbow,
No, you're right. You're right.
handstand, right on the beat.
Yeah. His little. Someone said Chris Brown dances like a Fortnite emote or something. Like he just
Just do anything.
He busts like 4 moves in one like thing.
You do that. Yeah, you're 4 moves in one.
Yeah, he does 4
Explain what-
moves in one movement, bro. Like he's just different. But no, I think that's a tough one though. Usher would give us like a classic R&B, grinding on the floor type deal where it's just like I feel like he loves his whatchamacallit. He loves his like background dancers, and he's really good at dancing. Bruno, he's not bad at dancing, but he's not Chris Brown. I will say though, kind of fucked up that you have to bring up Chris Brown right after the Rihanna performance. What's the deal with that? What's the ulterior motive with? Is that what you're trying to gun here for? Is you trying to start that beef again? Oh damn, he's gone. He's gone, y'all. So it's canceled Cesco now, obviously. Um, I think he showed his true colors today. You know, here at OTP, we try to keep a certain standard of respect for women. And Cesco, he just didn't pass the vibe check. So unfortunately, that'll be the last you'll be seeing of him until further notice. In fact, nobody will be seeing Cesco again. He's off to the OTP island, where he'll be there. Him and the rest of the Dawn delusionaries. I don't even know what I'm saying, bro.
The delusionaries. Damn.
It's not even a word.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I need to say this, but yeah, I apologize. Chris
Yeah.
Brown.
You're listening and
did a
you're
terrible
learning.
thing. I'm listening and I'm learning. Look, life is a process, and so is growth, and both things I take very seriously. So
Thank you
very
for that.
excited to continue this process of living, loving, and laughing. With that said, though, back to this debate. I see, for me, Chris Brown. See, I can't even say his name. Chris Brown, to me, could have been such a great artist. If he wasn't a domestic abuser. B.
That's A.
Very big A. B. If he had like some sort of creative direction, because
Yeah.
and I saw this on an interview with him. It was Shannon Sharp and Akon, who spends a lot of time with Michael Jackson. He spent a lot of time with
Okay.
Prince.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time with a good amount of time with Chris Brown. He was talking about how look, like Chris Pratt. Did I say Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt.
You know what? I'm gonna acknowledge him as Pratt now. He was talking about how Chris Brown, like, he was talking about how he would spend time in the studio with him, and he saw the talent, he saw the potential, but after the studio session, he would go hang out with his friends, and his friends were doing fuck shit, to put it in a
Chris
the
Brown's
best way I could
friends.
possibly. Chris Brown's friends, and he would join along, and obviously he would partake as well. So it's like he wasn't, couple that with say like a Bruno Mars, like he'll do his shit too. Like he will be in Vegas, he will get arrested for doing cocaine, but he'll also go back to the studio. He'll work on his craft. He'll listen to his to develop his ear, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like with Chris Brown, like the biggest kind of, to me, he is probably the biggest like what if in music, because if you think about where he was in
Yeah.
Forever,
That's true.
with you, all that stuff, like the white people loved him, to put it bluntly. The general public loved him. He had that universal appeal with just his dance moves, and also
Yeah.
he would make classic R&B records,
Yeah, I guess
but
that's interesting. Like, if he hadn't, if there hadn't had been the scandal, like, I bet you more people would have wanted to associate with him. And then, for maybe that could have included a creative director or some sort of good management, that wanted to represent him, that could have given him a more, like, substantial presence as an artist. But it's unfortunate because every time we bring up Chris Brown, I just think, oh, the dude who beat Rihanna. Like, that's all. Like, he will not defeat those allegations ever. In fact, it's not allegations. It's just
it's real.
real
What
shit
happened.
that happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little unfortunate. But I still think that Bruno Mars would put on a better show, a better halftime show. Just because he has the band, he lives for the live performance. I know Chris Brown, obviously he has a lot of fun on stage, but in terms of being locked in for a live performance, like, that's Bruno Mars. And I feel like he can make some magic, like, happen on the stage. I mean, you look at when he was there with it was Bruno Mars, Beyonce, and JT, right? When they were doing their thing on that one Super Bowl. Am I tripping?
It's
No.
Bruno Mars, Coldplay, and Beyonce. Yeah, I
Oh, not
think
Cold. Oh yeah, not JT. I feel like a Coldplay. Yeah,
it
it was
would.
Coldplay.
JT and Bruno would be a
I know.
dope
Yeah.
ass halftime
Yeah.
show. Let's make that happen,
That
JT.
would be sick. That would
Yeah.
be sick. Um, but yeah, I mean, even then, even though it wasn't even his headliner, or he wasn't the headliner, he still like they rocked the whole stadium. So yeah, I still think he would be a better option, a better candidate to, and I think he would outperform Chris Brown at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Okay. I'd say he'd put on a better. Bruno would put on like a better like. Wow, what a beautiful show! Just like
Yeah,
very well done,
yeah,
executed, all that stuff. But I think Chris Brown again with the right creative director, with all that stuff, he would just put on like the biggest spectacle. And I think with a Super Bowl halftime show, it's got to be something super spectacular.
yeah.
And just
He
imagining a
would go
whole
all out.
football
Yeah.
stadium, watching him performing, I don't know, like Run It with like a beautiful handstand backflip, doing these crazy moves. It
Right.
would be incredible, but unfortunately, we will probably never see it. Uh, again, that event, the
Hmm.
abuse. So yeah, no, I just think it's a very interesting conversation because obviously, like, there's just a lot of like stuff you have to get through before you can get to the heart of the conversation,
Hmm.
and yeah, no. So I get that take. You know who I'd really love to get their thoughts on this is this is maybe just like a production note, but I'd love to get the Pogie Boys
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
thoughts on this because I feel like it would just be me against y'all.
I know. I'm gonna tell you now. They're gonna go with Bruno every day of the week, bro.
Yeah, I'm very excited
But
to get
but
their
you know
kind of
they would have like the most like insightful, in-depth reasoning. You know, like they would
yeah.
tell
That's
you,
what I want.
yeah, backwards and front, why, like why he would be better in every way.
I would just
Um,
be like, "Yo, you seen this Stomp the Yard clip? Like, is Bruno doing that?"
right, right. They're gonna be like, well, do you see this Silk Sonic clip? Like,
Yeah, I'd be like, in that Silk Sonic clip, he doesn't do a backflip, so you
yeah,
know,
he's not doing a backflip. He's never grinding the floor. I don't know what you're showing me here.
yeah, no. But yeah, with all that being said, yeah, no, that would be an interesting conversation for sure. Anyways, um, was there anything regarding Super Bowl without regarding Bruno Mars? I saw people saying Chris Brown has a better discography, and I'm like, all right,
That's a lie.
too far, too far,
Yeah.
too far.
Well,
Um,
speaking of which, though, you did send me some news, breaking news, insider news, that Bruno Mars is currently working on his fourth album right now.
yeah,
Which I'm immediately, it's at the top of my list. Most hyped album for me, or
yeah,
most anticipated.
yeah.
Because I'm like, bro, like, what is it gonna be, man? I feel like he reached such great heights with Silk Sonic. I cannot wait to see how he evolves as an artist from that experience. So yeah, what do you think? What would you like to see uh, Bruno do next after Silk Sonic?
I heard rumors of a reggaeton,
Mm,
uh, tropical
I
dance
like it.
hall, hybrid kind of thing. That could be really cool. It's funny that that kind of rumor popped up because like one of my favorite moments from our Bruno Mars like discog deep dive that we
Hmm.
did was kind of discussing the reggae aspects of like um, an Orthodox jukebox and doo-wops and hooligans. Just
Hmm.
super kind of slept on songs in my opinion. Especially that one with Damian Marley, like that's a great record. So seeing him kind of expand on that and just kind of pick a new sound that I don't think a lot of mainstream artists have touched,
Yeah.
I think is such a great move. But whatever it is, man, I just know that it's gonna be the best possible version of it, a perfect version of it. I just can't wait to digest it and just just get into it and just see
Yeah.
like okay what did he get influenced this time, so I'm
Right.
very
Right.
curious
Right.
to see what happens again. You mentioned like coming off of Silk Sonic, which I think was um uh very much like there's a moment on Put on a Smile that we were talking about, um that where I think Bruno, like the same way that Kendrick mentioned, like I found imperfection
Yeah.
in Mr. Morale, I feel like he found that
Right.
in that obviously I'm talking about the climactic moment on Put on a Smile where he goes super hard.
Yeah. And even then
Doesn't crack.
Yeah, and
Doesn't
even then he
crack.
doesn't even crack. Like it's technically
Yeah.
still perfect, but
Mm-hmm.
you could tell
But
like if you
it
listen
just
closely.
pushes it to the point, yeah, where he
Yeah.
like you can hear him like going for it. So with that said, I'm just curious to see like how if he chooses to go with that, or if we're gonna get another like polished, perfect album, say like 24K Magic,
Mhm.
all that stuff. But yeah, how about you? Did you have any thoughts regarding that reggaeton stuff, any genres you could touch?
I think that would be really cool. I feel like he'd go back to his island roots. He's from Hawaii. He has a couple island, reggae style tracks on his older albums. Like I'm thinking Doo-Wops, and on Jukebox he has a couple. There's what's that one? The something something blues.
Oh, Liquor Store Blues.
Liquor
with
Store
Damian
Blues.
Marley?
Like yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I love that. And I feel like he could do something really cool with that. But then again, I'm honestly open for whatever. I feel like something more dance heavy could be really cool, kind of stepping away from pop and funk. Could be interesting. Obviously we saw that last year very heavily, the dance kind of craze with a lot of the mainstream artists that we were looking at. But no, I'm excited to see what's in store. And we probably won't see it till end of next year or something, honestly, if he's working on it now. Even then it might even be 2 years out, so I hope he drops he kind of sprinkles in something in there, maybe a single Lucy here and there that to kind of keep us fed. But he is no stranger to just shacking up for 4 years and just perfecting whatever he's working on. But we'll see. Definitely hyped for sure.
Yeah. To me, what I'm now just having this conversation, what I'm thinking of is like, God damn, man, like when Silk Sonic comes back for whatever reason, it's gonna be like fucking the Avengers coming back and seeing them back, like, oh my God, like, like if it's hopefully if it's for the Christmas album, that's what
The
we're
Christmas
praying
album.
for.
Yeah.
My God, like a Silk Sonic Christmas album would just be on loop every year. But yeah, no, so I guess, and I'm with now on that other end, like Anderson .Paak now, I saw he was in album mode like a year ago or like half a year ago.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what he drops, what he's learned from the Silk Sonic experience. Like it's gonna be a really cool moment, like has there been like besides like Outkast or I guess The Throne, I guess is another one. Like there really isn't like another
Like a
big duo that kind of like was already established and then kind of came together. So I'm curious to see, and then now they're going apart, and now we'll see. How that
Yeah,
goes.
we'll see.
Pretty cool.
I would like to see it. Also on the topic of albums that we want to drop, I see here from our boys at NFR Podcast, we have breaking news that Travis.
Our boys now. They're
Our-
our boys now. Wow.
Yeah. Hey,
Switch up this.
I gotta keep them on their toes, bro. I'm playing the psychology game. I'm like, one day I'm like, nah, whack, like OTP.
You're telling me I'm toxic. Yo. This is the
we're
shit that my
toxic in our
ex-girlfriend
own
did to
ways.
me.
Oh shit! You see, one day we're like, OTP better, OTP dupe, whatever, like knock out Walmart, Matthew and Cesco, blah blah blah. Next day I'm like, all right, yeah, like our boys over there, you got to keep them on their toes because.
Oh, are y'all okay with this? Are you guys okay with if you like it, I love it. You like it.
You like what Drake
but-
likes. No, but like I'm just saying, you can't let them know your next move, So that's why like the one day when we all get on, and it will be one day when we all hop on a live stream or whatever, they will not know what to expect. Okay, they're either gonna expect like I'm coming out with the heat off the jump.
Like we jump on stream and then we just start rapping. Like we just spit a 16. And you're like, analyze those bars for me. Will you?
Analyze those bars, yeah. Don't look at Genius. Don't look at the comments. What did I just say? Yeah. What are these bars from?
Yeah, I really like the way you acknowledge systemic racism and the oppression, generational trauma that occurs with
I was
the
like,
Asian.
false. That line was about Yo Mama and
Monies and hoes.
Money's yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nah.
Okay. Anyway, what I was gonna
What
say.
are we talking about?
NFR, they just posted that Travis Scott's Utopia is expected to drop in June, according to Epic Records CEO, and they have the receipts. This is the tweet. You guys can go look at it. I'm not gonna link their Twitter. So this was during I guess someone just interviewed the CEO of Epic Records or something, but he says, "What do you see as Epic's biggest successes of the past year, and what can we expect from the upcoming year?" And the CEO, they didn't say the name of the guy, but he said, "We have a new Travis Scott record expected to come in June." They said last year Future delivered the biggest album of his 10-year career at the company. How many hip-hop artists can do that and still be relevant? 21 Savage is probably the hottest hip-hop artist on the street right now. He's got music by Metro Boomin, Drake. Bia and Giveon are in the second stage of development right now, so new Giveon is on the way. Blah, 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 blah. They got more people coming in, that are locked in the chamber ready to release, but Travis Scott is slated to release. I think Travis also mentioned that, I don't really know how credible this is, but he wanted the rest of his Cactus Jack label or whatever it is to drop first. Which is crazy because I'm like, Cactus Jack, bro, like, when has that label done anything? Maybe besides Don Toliver, who's dropping tonight, actually.
Yo, you're sleeping on the legend, Sheck West?
That's what I'm saying. New Sheck, they said a new
NBA
Sheck
draft,
West.
2021 NBA draft
Right.
prospect.
Right.
Sheck West.
Yeah, he's number 2 seed, J. Cole number 1,
Yeah.
But no, like they said, Sheck West, they could expect a Sheck West record. I don't know who else is on Cactus Jack. But yeah, I was like, okay, damn, like, that's interesting because I feel like I would want the Travis Scott album first, but whatever. June is coming up, so at least we have somewhat of a date. Utopia, it's becoming the Astro World again. Every time he posts, every time he does anything, every time he's seen in public, drop Utopia, drop Astro World. So I'm glad we're kind of getting back on that train. But
feels right. Yeah. You know what? I saw a lot of talk this past couple weeks of like, God damn, 2023 has been a slow year for music.
Yeah.
And I agree with like some of the big artists. I found some pretty cool artists in 2023. But with that said, I think it's because we're gearing up for a big summer.
You think this summer's gonna be it?
Because I'm looking at it, man, and I'm like, there's a lot of artists that came back in 2022 that we're gonna maybe they want to show like, oh, I'm back, I'm active. The one I've mentioned a lot is like Kendrick Lamar, like with PG Lang coming out. He just dropped his last album, TDE. He's like, okay, I'm with PG Lang now. There's like a weight off my shoulders. Let me just hop on
He's
a couple
on his own
fun
terms.
records. Yeah. His tour is coming up, so we're gonna see a lot on that end. And I think maybe we might get a feature, a single, all that stuff. So that's gonna be its own big thing. But then Travis Scott comes in, and I feel like this album is gonna shake shit up. Like, think like I don't know if this is just like a prisoner of the moment type take, but I'm thinking like the way that Lil Yachty was able to expand his artistry to that psychedelic era, thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna do that in particular, but I mean, Travis Scott has worked with Tame Impala.
Well, yeah. Actually, people were saying that it could be that was the intention from the beginning, that Utopia was gonna dive into that psychedelic rock trap.
It makes sense.
Hybrid. Yeah.
It makes sense, and also like Travis Scott technically has already been kind of experimenting with that sound. I think of Skeletons off that last album, R.I.P. Screw. So it just makes sense for him at this point in his career. He has a good amount of hits. He has classic albums in his discography. He has a perfect album in his catalog. Astroworld.
Yep.
Why not experiment? So
yeah. We'll see.
That's where I think
he's definitely gonna have to. Yeah, he's definitely have to battle the Lil Yachty comparisons. if he goes down that,
I think it'll be different enough.
I also agree. I think it'll definitely be different. But yeah, Travis Scott in June. Matthew David also lets us know that SZA is gearing up for a deluxe edition of SOS with 10 new songs. This is going to be a 30-pounder, man. This is going to be a 30-track album, which is crazy.
Nice meaty album.
Question to you and everyone watching with us. Have you is SOS still in your rotation? Is it better, are you listen to Control more, you listen to SOS, like is it still, giving you what it's supposed to give, I guess?
Yeah. I haven't gone back to the full album. I'll be honest, I've been very much in a like playlist mood lately. So
I feel that.
There's a lot of SZA in there, especially like on my kind of like nighttime chill vibe. So definitely, there's been a lot of Gone Girl, a lot of I Hate You, Blind, stuff like that. So and it does hit, like there's definitely times where I'm listening to it, I'm like, damn man, this song is so good. But as for if I've gone back to the whole album, not gonna lie, the 23 song thing kind of does affect that for me. I'm like, what really, but so that's where I'm at. How about you?
I'm similar. I usually am picking and choosing which tracks to listen to. It honestly, nowadays it really takes a lot for an album for me to constantly revisit the whole project, because
there's a lot of music out there, man.
There's a lot of music, and Spotify right now I just use it as a resource, of just, that's basically my crate digging, is I just go on Spotify and find stuff, and then then maybe and it's like I think I said this before, like if I absolutely love an album, I'm just gonna buy it on vinyl, and then I'll have it forever, and physically I'll have it. But other albums that I've constantly been going back to have been the Yachty album. Right now, the internet, I don't know, I just all of a sudden that shit just started clicking. I'm like, damn, I just need to listen to this right now. But SOS, I really haven't listened to it a lot, like since it came out, maybe that first week or so, maybe 2 weeks. And I don't know, it pains me to say that, because SZA is my girl, and Control is one of my favorite albums of all time, but it doesn't hit the same. It really does not. And I think it's because she leaned away from that bedroom R&B vibe, the kind of lo-fi aesthetic and live instrumental version of herself in Control, and kind of lean more into I guess just more slick hip-hop oriented, maybe even trap, whatever. But
it's a lot more variety, I would say.
Yeah, it's a lot more variety.
Like, cohesive, bedroom style on Control. So
which is cool, because then you can kind of like jump around, and but it's, as an album, it's really not the same. But I will say the tour looks fire. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing clips.
Crazy. Her doing Kill Bill with like the nunchuck mic.
And she's like floating
cool.
on a boat, like floating through the air, like doing crazy stuff.
The whole magic carpet ride vibe. Oh, that makes sense though, because I feel like she's a Disney princess, like but like with her hood tendencies. Like she's not about like, she's not super, like she can channel like the nice bedroom stuff. I'm gonna stop saying bedroom stuff, because I feel like there's another way to describe it. Like very glitzy, glamoury vibe, but also puts like her own spin on it, which I love. But with that said, back to the album thing. One thing I want to mention is like something I've been thinking about is like, I kind of feel like SOS is kind of the perfect album to discuss with this. Is that I think like we're kind of at that point with that album where it just recently came out, fairly recently, about a month and a half ago. And I think, we're kind of just like at that cycle of the album where like we're kind of over it. We want to listen to new stuff, but I'm excited to come back to it in like a year, 2 years, 4
Yeah.
years.
I think
and
it'll
then
click
see,
at one
like,
point. Yeah.
Cause we, you know, I know that I can like list all the hits, and I can probably sing you some of the hits.
Hmm.
But I haven't had time to absorb some of the deep cuts on that album, to be honest. So, and I don't have it on vinyl, so I don't, you know, like you mentioned, like that is definitely kind of a big aspect of vinyl. Is like
Yep.
you kind of feel the need to give it another chance, to give that album another chance, and be like, all right, let me pop that in real quick and see what that's about.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm so that, uh, and then with the live performance stuff with the concert, man, I
It looks like a
know
good
my boy
show.
was heated when he
Yeah.
saw SZA doing that Erica Badu cover.
I was heated. I was heated. It's okay. It looks like a good show. Tickets were just dumb expensive. We got a couple things in chat. Let me acknowledge. Matt, you need to get that lined up for real, bro. I know. I was actually supposed to get a haircut today, but my barber did not have time for me. So hopefully next week, bro. Paramore, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, the thoughts on your weekend list. I forgot we were supposed to do that. What time does the Die For You remix drop? There you go, right there in the chat
Yeah.
already. Boom. Thank
in
you.
like 3 hours, basically. Two and a
Yeah,
half hours.
depending on where in the world you are. But that is the Pacific Standard Time and the Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. Yeah. One last thing before I kind of just give, we can dive into your list. This is just a funny thing. All right, y'all. So you know how we love to do our food reviews. At least we try to, because I like doing them. But like, you know, Cesco's Happy Meal, or the, what was it, the Offset and Cardi B meal that you tried last week.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, I don't know if y'all have heard this, but Ed Sheeran launches his own hot sauce with a name I hate. I absolutely despise this name. Tingly Teds.
Hey, you want to get a little dollop of those tingly teds, you know?
Goofy ass name. Sus ass name. Very unserious about that.
For a goofy ass artist.
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna put that on Ed Sheeran. My bad. That sounded like it had some heat on it. I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. It's okay.
You're cool or whatever. But goddamn, tingly teds.
Tingly Teds. He wants.
Oh, man.
He said, "I love sauces. That's no secret. You know, I also love sauces." He says, "But the older I've gotten, the more I love and need spice with every single meal." Bro said he's done with these white people meals. I travel a lot, so having a bottle in my suitcase wherever I go that can spice up any and every meal seemed like a good idea. I knew I didn't want a watery hot sauce, as they usually all get relegated to the same shelf of other random hot sauces. I wanted to make a sauce that took the same pride. A place as ketchup. Oh my gosh. So you're telling me every table in America will have a Tingly Ted's on right next to the Heinz ketchup on the table. That's what he wants.
Let's do it.
Yeah?
I think what we need to do is we need to get a nice, like, plate of wings, like 5 wings, and go, here's $1, here's $2,
Yep.
here's 3,
We'll do
4,
like a
5.
we'll do like a hot ones type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I also this just formed in my head after hearing Tingly Ted so many times. I need to tweet this out, but it's some along the lines of like, she tingly on my Ted until I sauce type deal, you know, like.
Yeah.
You know,
okay, you
that's
guys get your bars off.
That's a bar. That's a
Yeah.
bar. I had to get that
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
I think someone said that someone said something in the chat. You said,
You
"Let me
better get
tingle
to
your
it
Ted."
before- You better get to it before Kitchen Boy steals that tweet. I'm saying he's he's about to use that as a ghostwriting tweet. He's
Yeah,
about to
right.
go
Yeah,
off.
I'm gonna ghostwrite your tweets. Kitchen Boy says Tapatio, best hot sauce. I don't care. What's your favorite? What's your go-to? Like, what's your favorite hot sauce?
I'm kind of I like hot sauce, but I'm kind of basic. I like a good Cholula.
Cholula's good. I love a good
Yeah.
Valentina.
Oh,
But I will say, I do splurge on the hot sauce, bro. I do splurge. Let me show you. Let me put y'all on. If y'all don't know already, let me put y'all on. go to your local grocery store, Whole Foods. It's definitely going to be a Whole Foods type of item. That's how you know.
It'll be $75.
Yes.
Before tax.
But I want everyone to try truff hot sauce. It looks like this.
Yeah. I've
Yes.
seen stuff like this. Truffle infused hot sauce. That's
Bro, get the black label. I think this one's even hotter. I haven't even tried that. But bro, it's bomb. It's so good. It's like sweet. It's not even that hot. It just has its own flavor. If you want something more hot, probably get this one. But man, truff, it's like Frank's Red Hot, because like I really do put that shit on everything. On my eggs, on my tacos, on my whatever. So truff is good. But if you don't want to spend $20 on hot sauce, you can just get anything else, or you can get Tingly Ted's. We'll see.
Yeah, Tingly Ted's. Who knows? Well, who knows? Maybe he'll be like, it's actually like $35 for a bottle.
$40 for the pack. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? We'll keep on the lookout. Again, we will definitely have to give Tingly Ted's a try. Why not? But yeah, real quick, let's get into it. Let's get into my little, if you guys checked out the last stream, you got to witness me slowly lose my mind over the course of 3 hours, ranking and acknowledging every single. Not every single. There's a couple songs that were missing from Spotify for some reason as we were going through. But yeah, we ranked every single one. I ranked every single one. I had some help from the chat, and let's get some of Matt's thoughts on this bad boy.
I won't be too long. I know this is a long ass list.
Yeah, we got there's something we want to discuss that has been, just itching on our minds to get to. I think that'll be our penny for our thoughts. But yeah, no. What do you think?
Yes, so let's just look at this top 10 right here. We got After Hours, House of Balloons, Tell Your Friends, Die For You, Call Out My Name, Out of Time, wow, Wicked Games, Reminder, Less Than Zero, and The Morning. Okay. I did give my thoughts on, if you guys have caught the Twitter Spaces on After Hours being Cesco's, in his opinion, the best weekend track. Which, yeah, I can see that for sure. But I'm really surprised. I'm surprised there's not much Kissland happening in this first 20 to not there you go, only until 32. What do the arrows mean? Does that mean
that oh, you know what that meant? Like when I initially ranked it, I was like, ooh, that might have to bump up. I'll come back to that kind of thing. Okay. I think it did ended up getting bumped up.
Okay.
But I just forgot to take off the arrows. But yeah.
Someone said, Matthew Davis said, I put The Morning as his top 5. I can see that for sure. Definitely valid.
Yeah, Morning's great.
Can you say Tyler Creator is the GOAT? Tyler Creator is the GOAT, bro.
He's got the greatest unreleased records I've ever heard.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if y'all seen those TikToks come up.
Yeah.
The leaks.
Tyler the Creator Penny. Go look up. What was the other one called?
I don't even remember, bro.
Just go look up Tyler the Creator. Call Me If You Get Lost. Unreleased.
So good. Like, better than some of the tracks on the actual album. I'm sure there's probably like clearance issues and why it didn't get released, but oh my god, the songs are good. Chip Fan says Sacrifices are number 3. That's crazy. It's a good song. It's a good song.
Great song. It's timeless. It's classic. All that stuff. Yeah, I could see that.
Interesting. I definitely would have had Dirty Diana higher. You know I love that song.
Yeah.
I probably would have put that in my top 20 for sure. Yeah. I think, okay, The Morning at number 10, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. Honestly, it's just there's so much yeah.
Like, I wasn't the main character on Twitter, so I feel like I put together a decent list. Like, nothing too controversial,
No, it's pretty good.
Secret.
Yeah.
What do you think about Secrets being as high as it is? And also Don't Break My Heart.
Where is that?
Secrets is number
Oh
24.
yeah, 24. And Don't Break My Heart.
Actually, it's not as high as you'd think, but
Okay.
it's higher
Oh
than
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of other songs.
Higher than Acquainted, higher than Often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
I'm
Higher
just
than The
like
Birds
those.
Part 1?
Yeah.
Or no, actually I like Part 2 better.
Oh, part 2. Oh, you're not gonna love Rap part.
Actually, yeah, that's crazy how low Birds Part 2 is, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So I'd say this is like pretty, it's pretty solid. There's definitely a couple I would flip around, but of course this is your list.
Yeah.
I just think like I don't even know how you had the brain power to compare over 114 songs to each other enough to like form this list. So props to you for like actually taking the time and just
Your brain is
Yeah.
in a whole nother frequency when you're a little sick. So you're
Yeah.
just like if you ever have been sick and like watched the show and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you like really love the show, like you know what I'm talking about. Like it's just
Okay.
it's a whole nother energy. And also I had the chat kind of like giving me
Mm-hmm.
some help there. But yeah, no.
Which song
It
is
was
this
cool.
one?
Oh, it's a Titty Alert song, bro.
Oh, got it. Oh my god.
I honestly don't. That wasn't there when I did not know that was there until now. But it's ranked 112. Obviously, I didn't love it.
This is my favorite Weekend song.
Yeah.
Is that I'm
Yeah,
like less than 0? Like I don't.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I think the biggest takeaway here is I think as someone who is, the advocate for the Kissland what is their name? What is that fandom's called? What are we going to call them? Kissland Commanders? I don't know. Kissland connoisseurs, the Kissland connoisseurs.
I like the Kissland Commander.
Yeah. Reporting for duty.
Yeah.
As the leader of the Kissland connoisseur, I'm surprised how low we have to go until we get to a Kissland song.
Yeah,
But
again,
again, I totally understand because Kissland is very experimental, and I feel like he just has such polished work now that objectively, yes, like those tracks are better.
And it's not just that. It's also just like the fact that just certain songs, certain albums, specifically with the Kissland thing, and similar to what our conversation with Don FM is like. Those two albums, Don FM and Kissland, are like better. The albums are better than just like the individual parts added together. Like they're better than the sum of its parts. But meanwhile, you get to like After Hours and say like Starboy and all that stuff, where it's like the whole point of those albums are that these are hits. And
Yeah.
granted, like After Hours was able to like mesh them both well, like able to get hits off while also making a cohesive thing. But I
Right.
think when you kind of like take certain records out of context, it's kind of like I would love to rank it, like the weekend the weekender like super stan in me wants to like belong to the world top 20.
Yeah.
But if I'm like actually trying to rank like what if I had to like rank the 20 songs that I would bump at any point in my life from the weekend, there are certain records I would probably put
Okay.
up higher. So
Very valid.
Yeah.
Very valid.
the Kisslandians,
Kisslanders.
yeah, Kisslanders.
Yeah,
Figure
lots
it out.
of interesting takes in the chat. Kay says, "How on earth is Dark Times over all of those trilogy tracks at the end? Damn."
You know what? Yeah, that's probably one thing I would probably take Dark Times a little farther back, even farther back.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'd probably put it at least, top 10. I mean, it's his only Ed Sheeran track. I feel like just because of that, it needs to be higher.
Maybe I need to listen to it with a little dollop of Tingly
Yeah.
Teds, and then we'll
Yeah.
see how we're feeling from
Yeah.
that point on.
Yeah, Division hits different when you're off the Tingly Teds, bro.
But yeah, no.
All right, but yeah, I didn't want to dive too far in. I mean, you took 3 hours on just deliberating that, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be like oh yeah, this all is trash.
Yeah, no, okay, cool. Yeah, so getting into it, man. We're kind of towards the tail end here. We usually like to go off on a little tangent, a little penny for your thoughts segment where we just discuss something that's been on our minds. And man, lately, you know, from Valentine's Day, there was a little show that dropped its latest installments. Let's talk about Love Is Blind. And in case you
Yes.
don't know, in case you haven't been blessed with or cursed with knowing what the show is, Matt, if you could describe the premise of the show to the thoughts.
Yes. So the whole setup about like the Love Is Blind thing is at the beginning of the show. There's I don't know how many people it starts with, but it's a good amount of people. Guys and girls are separated, and they go off into these pods, which are basically just these rooms. And you're speaking to a wall, and on the other side of the wall is another guy or another girl, and you get to know people that way. There's several rounds, and eventually you have to propose to a person you've never seen, and hope that it works out for the rest of your life. So yeah, it's a crazy concept, but
You don't see them until you're engaged. Like
yeah, when
literally
they
you're married.
yeah,
Yeah.
when
You're a
you
fiancé.
propose.
Then you do the thing,
Yeah.
then where it's a grand reveal and all that stuff, and then afterwards they follow them like going into to their families and
Yep.
kind of like them living together and how does that dynamic work out? And then it's so funny because it's like you get to the wedding, you guys are both at the altar, and you
Yeah.
don't know whether your partner is going to say I do.
Yeah.
Which is like I couldn't live with that
That's
kind of insecurity of
freaking
like
crazy. Like
and especially if you're gonna say yes, which was what happened this season. Like there was a guy who had feeling he was engaged, and then he liked the
Yeah.
girl of another couple, and then he ended up the girls that he was engaged to said yes. He said no. There was a whole beef with the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
yeah, it is kind of a stupid concept. I mean that's not the worst. I don't know if you've seen Married at First Sight. That one is they don't even see each other. And the first day they see
Until
each
the
other
wedding?
is they're at the altar, like straight up. Like they walk out and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, like it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
But no,
Basically, yeah, the concept is just supposed to prove like, is love blind?
Yeah.
Can you love someone? Can you fall in love with someone who like despite seeing them, not seeing them,
Mhm.
and then how does that all work out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So honestly, the whole blind aspect of it really plays a small part. The relationships though, the fucking drama that happens, obviously, it's gonna happen. But I just feel like Love Is Blind has a really good, at least this season was a really good bunch of people, because
Yeah.
they were just so like the villains were obvious, Actually,
Except one.
except that is what threw me for a loop. So there's two guys that everybody hates. This one guy named Bartice, who is like like I should actually get a photo, but just imagine like Drake, like certified
no
lover
talent.
boy. Yeah. Hold on, let me. Bartice, Love Is Blind. So this dude, he is the epitome of a red flag, bro. Like he is finance bro, accountant, knows nothing other than like numbers. I feel like he
And
kind of
gaslighting.
Yeah, and gaslighting
There's
and,
literally
and
a moment
manipulating.
There's literally a moment in the show where they had just gotten done having dinner with all the other couples, and he was drunk, and he was just saying like, "Yo, it's just crazy that I am in love with two women right now. Like I love you, but then there's this other girl who's currently engaged to someone else."
Yeah.
He's like, "I think we would just look better as a couple," and
Yeah, he's saying this to the girl that he's like engaged with right now.
yeah.
And he's just
Like,
the type of dude to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like you can't, like I'm just being honest." Like, yeah, you're being honest.
Can you handle that kind of honesty?
Yeah, but
It's
he's
fun.
just like an asshole, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one guy. They don't like him. He's a pretty obvious red flag. The other guy,
Cole.
Cole, from
God,
Love is
hate
Blind.
the way this guy fucking talks. This
Yeah,
guy,
this guy
he's
got
like,
the worst. First of all, no drip. Like,
yeah, no drip. How I describe him is like he's like if Zoe Deschanel was a dude,
on it worse, bro. Like even
but worse,
more of
like
an
with
airhead.
gaslighting shit. Yeah,
No,
all
so
that shit.
this guy's just like really dumb and like there's a in the reunion episodes that we were watching, he gets chewed out by some dude because he made some really inappropriate comments about his wife. And this guy's like chewing him out and he's like, "Yo, like why would you say that? Like why did you say that? Are you can you like you need to apologize. Why do you think that was okay?" And he was just like, "Yeah, I get it. I hear you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like just
I
no
just can't
thoughts."
believe that. And then the interview, like confessional booth thing plays, and he's like, "I just can't believe he'd go after me. Like I don't know why."
Yeah, like I didn't do
They
anything to
would-
him,
Yeah.
And after he just got chewed the fuck out, he's like, "All right, man, like that was a good talk." Like just
Yeah.
dumb. So
Yeah.
yeah, so these guys, nobody likes them. He's this. I mean, look at his face. This is after like the whole season, and they all come back and they all talk shit. Like
He got thrown through the ringer.
they were hammering this dude with his behavior and stuff. So
Uh-huh.
anyway, those two were the worst. That's so what I thought. Okay. There was this one... okay, I will also say that I don't get this involved with these types of shows.
Me neither.
But it was
That's
this...
what
yeah,
pains me.
it was this
Yeah.
one couple with Raven and SK who, in the beginning, like, I was like, she is too much for him, like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then they end up, like, figuring this shit out, and they like are actual like genuine people. I feel like a lot of the times on these reality shows it's like the fakest, most disgusting, toxic people they put together, but these people were like super about it. They were like really trying to make this stuff work, and they made it work, and like everyone was rooting for them until this reunion season or this reboot or whatever it is. He's like, oh my god, like I really think, mind you, the big thing that happened though, that in the main show, he said no at the altar, and so they're like, "Oh my god, what's gonna happen to them?" And so thankfully they actually they just continued to date, and they're like, "Okay, like we can really do this." And then,
he said no for a very fair reason. It was because it was like
it was too soon.
Your family isn't here.
Yeah.
If we want to do it right, we want to take our time, all that stuff. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So that was valid, and then they spent their lives just dating, figuring things out, and then he's like, you know what, I think I want to propose again, and I'm serious about marrying her. And he's picking out the ring, he asks her, proposes, like they show the whole thing. She's like, oh my god, like we're gonna do that, we're gonna have a family, we're gonna make it work. Cut. The next scene, it's an iPhone video. She's like, so SK's been cheating on me for the past like how many months, we're not going to be engaged and we're over. And that was it. Like that was it for them. Like that, they never did any more coverage on their relationship. And when that happened, I was like, yo, like what? Like it was so, bro, I was mourning. I was like, it was so bad. And apparently he was dating some other white chick this entire time. They would take trips together to London when he said he was off, at school. He was doing long distance this whole time. A whole other life, even during the show and after, a whole other life. This dude was lying. And it was fucking crazy.
And to add to that, and again, I will add on, like I also just do not. The reality shows aren't typically my thing, but for some reason one of my friends got me into this show, and now I'm just hooked.
Yeah.
And I was checking out some TikToks, and there was like interviews coming out of like, oh dude, this wasn't just like, I got drunk and I kissed a girl type thing. What he would do was he would take women out to Mexico or like the Bahamas or something, and then act like, like you mentioned, like act like he's just at school, get on the phone, text his girl, text Raven, but then he would take Raven, his old fiance, all that stuff, to Mexico, to the same hotels, to the same spots, and act like this is my first time being
Wow.
here. You know, like shit like
He's
that. Like this
crazy.
was, and guys, like this came out of nowhere. Like if you watched him and if you saw him, like he was the most thoughtful,
He,
very
you thought he
understanding,
was the
like
nice guy, you
well
know?
spoken dude. Yeah, no. So I was very much like, God damn, like I'm this is triggering some trust issues for me. Like, damn,
No, for
you know, like
real. Here, I'll.
yeah,
This
this is
is.
exactly what I needed to see before I get back into the dating world.
You
Is like, you
never
know what?
know, bro.
You never
You
know.
never know. And he also fumbled a bad bitch, because, I mean, bro, how could you do that?
Oh,
Here's him proposing to her again.
second time.
Yeah.
And also it's so crazy because right before they cut to the 4 months later thing, she's like, "Oh, we're gonna be together forever and ever and
Yeah.
ever and ever," and then 4 months later,
We're
ooh,
done. Yeah.
yeah.
It was fucking crazy. Love is Blind. I guess you can't really watch it. We just spoiled it all, but
No, actually, but man,
but you should
but
watch
maybe
it.
check it out. Maybe check it out if you're not into reality shows. This is the most this
It's pretty
to me
good.
this is America's version of like Squid Game, where it's just like the most silly concept
Yeah.
with the most interesting, fascinating people that you're like, are you real?
Yeah.
You know,
But
like this is
you get hooked
and a
so
little bit
hard.
much stupider
Yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, man.
yeah. Love is Blind is like I feel like I would that's the dating show I would go on.
Right.
Because for me personally, like I don't do well with like first impressions when we're just like hanging out and talking like at a party or something. I'm good when you're like forced to be in conversation with me and we can actually get to know each other a little more and it's like yeah, no, I don't know. I think I would just that's the show. If they ever have a Bay Area edition, hey guys, I'm Francesco. I am a YouTube content creator and marketing major, and I'm willing to
Willing to
have some
marry you
babies.
blind. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
that.
I'm seeing some things in the chat. We are not listening to the remix here. We can't do that. YouTube will strike us down.
Murder.
Yes. But we will be talking about it on Twitter again. Follow us there if you want to hear our thoughts, or if you want to tell your thoughts. So follow us on Twitter. But yeah, um, shall we wrap up? The Die For You remix is a couple hours away. We are nearing the end game of whatever's going on with this Dawn FM era, but I'm just glad that I guess we're just so much in a loop that we're back at Starboy. So I don't know what's happening right now. But yeah, as we close out here, Cesco, question of the night to lead us out. What has been in your rotation as of lately?
Yes. I have been all over the place, to be honest with you. I've been listening to a lot of 38 Special, underground, like kind of in that Griselda world.
Okay, bet.
And yeah, no, his flow is great. I love his voice. Like how I describe, he is just like who I would want to be as a rapper. Like,
Mm.
in terms of just his sound, the beats he picks are super simple, looped, but like just what he does with it is incredible. Um, I've been listening to. I recently got put on to this album from someone on Twitter who's a fellow Warriors fan. Warriors game out to coming tonight.
Ooh.
And very much sad that the Warriors games are back. I was so stress free the last couple of days, but I really enjoyed this rec that she gave me. Mariessa Stevens, Rocco's stepdog, recommended. John B. Cool, relax.
Nice.
It's that D'Angelo R&B
I like
neo
it.
soul vibe. I love that recommendation. I'm coming back to Division's Working on My Karma. May or may not have some for that very soon.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and then let me give you like two song recommendations real quick. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this isn't a song recommendation, but I've been really checking out Thames. Thames. She recently performed at the
Thames.
NBA All Star halftime show, and
Mm-hmm.
although Utah, I don't know if Utah was like the best place to have a, Afro beats dance hall halftime show. I thought it was really the performance was really cool, and I thought it was really cool the idea that these suburban whites are going to be able to get put
Mm.
onto some culture,
Suburban
and
whites.
I love Thames Higher. If you guys know the song "Wait for You" by Drake and Future, it's the song that samples that. Um, so yeah, go check out Thames "Sound of My Broken Mind" or "For Broken Ears." And then one last song I will give you. Hmm. Let's check out. Go ahead and check out motherfucking. Oh, another album. I'm sorry, I'm just recommending albums. I usually like to recommend songs, but albums that Heroes and Villains version is fucking fire.
Yeah.
It's popped and slowed, that kind of stuff. But and obviously slowed and reverb is like a cheat code.
Yeah.
But just something about the way they do
Okay.
it on this album. This album is just perfect for that. Aesthetic.
Okay,
Production's
for
big.
sure.
Yeah, so creeping, all that stuff.
I like it.
Superheroes. Yeah. What do you
Nice,
got for us?
nice Rex. This week, I have finally, for some reason, I've listened to a bunch of songs off this album, but not the album, front to back. Free Nationals, self-titled album, their
Mm.
only album, Free Nationals, is an absolute, like, sleeper of an album. The way this thing flows, each song individually is amazing. I mean, I was listening to Beauty and Essex just because, but when you hear it all flow together, I'm like, damn. If you're craving more Silk Sonic, this is pretty much just like
Mm.
on the same level, but with more variety. Um, a couple songs I can choose right now. I mean, besides the main ones, you have Beauty and Essex. You have Gidget. That one's kind of one of their main hits. But I would definitely recommend On Site featuring JID. He's a really, really great verse on there. Shibuya featuring Sid. Oh my god, the breakdown on that song is so fire, and then Sid's like perfect vocals come in. And then the Rivington, which is the last track on the album, is I was like, I don't know why I didn't think of this combination, but it works so well. West Side Gun, Conway the Machine on a Silk Sonic beat.
Oh my
Go
God.
listen to it. Just go listen to it right now, bro. It's too good. I was like, God damn, where has this song been? Yeah, so been loving that album. Like I said, been listening to a lot of The Internet, Ego Death, Hive Mind, classic albums. Been trying to get them on vinyl, but they're actually a little bit tough to snag. At least the Ego Death is a little pricey. But other than that, I've been listening to this other artist, Wale the Sage. I don't know if you've heard of him. Been seeing him pop up a lot on TikTok. Decided, okay, I'll check him out. Pretty good. Really well produced. His record, Running from Time, is really well done. Definitely well produced. Can see a lot of his influences, but goes pretty hard in the gym, I will say.
Okay.
Other than that, I'll give you a little funk rec here. Oh, okay, this is a cool one. Rare Pleasure by this new artist I found. I think his name is Mind Sign, but it's spelt like, without all the vowels or whatever. So, yeah, it's called
Oh, I see.
it's called Rare Pleasure. He's a Filipino artist, so I'm like, let's go. And it's great. I'm definitely finding a lot of new funk and even instrumental funk albums I'm really getting into. And then lastly, I'll give you a couple. Oh, lastly, been diving into Toro Imoue since I am going to see him this summer. His electronic album Outer Peace goes absolutely hard. Really interesting songs on there. Haven't really heard an album like it before. I've heard some of the hit songs on there, but as an album, definitely gives me Dawn FM vibes in terms of like electronic synthy album that kind of flows all together into this soundscape that he creates. But it's a mix of EDM, kind of, not really. It's more like electronic music, a mix of dance, a mix of funk, mix of disco funk. It's great. Super nice vibe. Sounds great in the headphones. But yeah, that's what I'm listening to.
Hey, there you go. Got those albums saved, locked in, and definitely gonna check those out, man. Thank you so much for tuning in to another. This is just another edition of Our Thoughts Live. I don't know how to describe it. I got canceled.
The weekend got canceled.
The weekend got canceled. We talked about Love Is Blind, something I've been meaning to talk about forever.
Someone
on the
roasted
show.
my lineup. You know, it's been a lot today, y'all.
It's been an interesting show, but yeah, no. Thank you guys for coming through. Our Thoughts Live every Thursday, except next Thursday.
But you'll still get something. You'll still get something.
But you'll get something.
You'll get some next week. Something y'all have been waiting for. So be excited. But yeah, we'll see you on Twitter. Die For You Remix tonight. The end of Dawn FM. This is Our Thoughts Live. And we will see you in the next one. And on that note, we out.
Only beats.